Hey, Star fam, how are we doing? I have missed you guys. Let's get right into it. Hi, I'm Nikki.Star TV. This is for you guys if you're new here. I'm NikkiStar. This is my channel, NikkiStar TV. I do comedic reviews of some of your favorite reality TV shows. A reality TV show that we're going to be talking about is The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Here's my overall thoughts. This season started out very strong. I don't know what happened. And this has been the problem with The Real Housewives of Atlanta for the last few seasons. It'll start off really strong and then it just drops drastically. And then the show, the network expects us to want to be tuned into this show for a 3-part reunion where you lost us halfway through the middle. I don't know what it's going to take for them to get it back, but it's just like they forget their formula. They forget what their purpose was in the Housewife franchise. And this was the fun, funny girlfriend show. They have focused so much on drama and not liking each other that it is just turning off the core base. I hope they can get it together because this was one of my favorite shows, but I just don't know what's happening, what's going on. We need to get it back. Let's start from the beginning. So this episode opens up with Kelly counseling Shamia. And can I tell you, you guys are so rude. Not you guys, but people on Threads are just like, the only reason why Kelly left with Shamia is because Shamia is her landlord. They said Kelly had no choice. But Kelly is is this her? Yeah, this is her. She is consoling Shamia. Shamia is crying again. And, she's really heartbroken. We talked about this last episode. Shamia is really heartbroken because she realizes she has lost a best friend, somebody she considered a sister. And that's like the death of it's a death of a relationship. So it's really hard for her to take on. But I feel like Portia has been out of this relationship for a while or has thought that, like Shamia said, they were always going to find their way back to each other. So never really thought that it was that big of a deal. But it seems like this is absolutely it, especially since they are still actively fighting on the interwebs. And even Shamia says it. Shamia was just like, Portia was not just a friend to me. She was a sister. And we always found our way back to each other. And I thought that this was going to be one of those instances where, we fight, but we find our way back to each other. And she said, this just let her know that won't happen. Like, we're not going to find our way back. And she even, in scene with Kelly, she was just like, I'm good on her. So they are both, so Portia and Shamia are both in the same place where this relationship is done. Yikes. So after, Shamia has her fallout and Kelly is consoling her, the rest of the group goes to this like lounge in Scotland. And I was just like, there's a lot of Black people in this club. For a lot of us, we just discovered that there were Black people in Scotland. And not only are there Black people in Scotland, there's a lot in this one little section. And I'm telling you, that club could have been like anywhere in any predominantly Black city. I was like, wow, we are everywhere. Anyway, they're in this club and everybody is singing their song. So K. Michelle sings my song. Y'all know the song. I always forget the name of it, but I just remember her doing this. And I remember, let me bring up Kay. And I remember the chorus. You're very special. Dun, da, dun, da. Hey, hey, you're very special. Sometimes, what? Hey, hey, you're what? Very special. That is my song. So she sings.
You don't know the name of
I don't know the name and I don't know the words. Anyway, so
it's evident.
So she is singing this song. This, instead of singing Happy Birthday, she is serenading Phaedra. And I am gagged, right? Because didn't K. Michelle say that Phaedra, that Phaedra, Drew, and Portia planned a plot against her? Like, didn't they set you up to fail this season and they were coming after you? What do you mean you're serenading her for her birthday and in your confessional and being like, oh, I really like Phaedra? What happened? What am I missing? This is the thing. K. Michelle, you look so unwell on this show. I'm like, what is going on? I was just like, remember you said that she was plotting? And Angela was like, plotting? Who's plotting? You know who you are. You made this big thing about these women trying to take you down, and you're serenading one of them. And then your confessional saying that you like them. What did I miss? What is happening? I am so confused, K. Michelle. I am so confused. So while everybody is singing and having a good time, Shamia then shows up, and everybody is like dancing or whatever and having fun and celebrating Phaedra. And Shamia shows up with Kelly, and the girls are just like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, why wouldn't she be there? But they were just like, you can't blow up dinner and then come with us to the club and act like you didn't just blow up dinner. So everybody was acting real, like, kind of standoffish with Shamia. And then K. Michelle was like, she was going through everybody's song. So after she sang her song, she was just like, oh, it's time for Drew. So Drew got up there and sang her song. And then she just said, oh, we got a song right now from our girl Shamia. So she plays Shamia's song, and Shamia goes up there to sing, and then Portia's just like, oh, I'm leaving. I'm not gonna sit here and watch her sing. So she gets herself up to leave. As soon as Portia leaves, the rest of the group is just like, oh, we're gonna go as well because we don't it feels awkward. Like, we don't like how this feels, and this just feels awkward with there not being a conversation. And, what are you about to say? And Mom, please stop before you block somebody.
No, I'm just saying hi.
Oh, Lord. And so everybody, am I moving like real slow, or I'm fine for you?
For me?
Yeah, am I delayed?
Oh, I'm not even looking.
You should be paying attention. I feel like I'm delayed.
No, I'm not paying attention because you was being nasty.
I was not being nasty.
You gonna say that I'm blocking people? I'm saying
I'm frozen now. What is happening? Oh, that's what's happening. Hold on. I'm about to stop being frozen. Give me a second. That's the problem. I'm about to stop freezing. Almost. Give me a second. Okay, it's going to get better. Trust. Anyway, so when Portia leaves, everybody else decides that they want to leave. At least that's what it looks like. We learn later that everybody waited for her to sing her song, waited for Shamia to sing her song, and then that's when everybody left after that. But anyway, Portia was just like, oh, I'm not, you just like sprayed me at dinner. I'm not going to sit here and party with you like that wasn't weird. And you know what? I can respect it, right? So Portia leaves, and then everybody else leaves. And so it's just Shamia, K. Michelle, and Pinky. And they're all hanging out, and Cynthia. No. They all left. It's just no. It's just you. Did you watch the episode?
No, I didn't. But I'm just saying, wasn't Waffle there?
Oh yeah, Waffles. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. It wasn't Cynthia. It was Waffles.
Wow, you hit me hard below the belt tonight.
So anyway, Shamia's just like, well, you know, I sang my song, and everybody just decided to leave. And they're all trying to encourage her that it's not really what she thinks it is. But how can she not feel some sort of way?
It is what it
is. Like it is what she thinks it is, because the ladies mentioned that it's still like really awkward because they all feel like Shamia has crossed the line. Okay, at least I'm still moving. I'm freezing on my end. I just wanted to make sure.
What is going on with you?
No, I'm freezing on my end, so I was just checking to make sure I'm still working for you.
Okay, you still. No, you froze.
Yeah, I'm freezing. Hold on, guys. Let me readjust, and I'll be right back. We're back, thank God. And I also had the wrong background. So we are back. Anyway, what was I talking about, Mom? Before I hopped out of here,
we was talking about that.
Shamia apologizing, right? And no, Shamia just hanging out with the girls and just being like, well, everybody left after my song, and I don't feel like I did anything wrong, and it's just weird. And they're like trying to encourage her, but I feel like Shamia's clique is getting a little weary of supporting her because I think it just feels like I think for them it feels like this friendship is heavy. And for this group, this friendship is new. And it's just a lot of work. And that's a terrible place to be in when you're starting off a friendship, to just be that person in a friendship that needs so much, especially when it's a new relationship. So this right now just shows that the group is split, right? You have Portia, Cynthia, Drew, and Angela, right? As soon as, Portia decided that she wanted to be out, as soon as she moved, they moved just like that, right?
Yeah, because when I move, you move.
Just like that. So when she moved and got and left, they all followed suit. And any way they try to slice it, you did leave because Portia left. That's your friend. You're going to side with her. Even Drew and Angela was talking about how they did not agree with what Shamia did. And keep in mind that Drew, Angela, and Cynthia both have had issues with Shamia, and none this season with Portia. So of course they're going to side with her. And then on the other side, it is Shamia, Pinky, Kelly, and K. Michelle. So now the group is divided because it is clear that some people are supporting other people in this.
So Pinky don't have no space to be in the middle of nothing. She got.
Oh no, we about to get into Pinky.
With everybody.
We are going to get into Pinky. So the next day, because the group is split, Portia is going to take Pinky, K. Michelle, and I think maybe Drew. They're all going to go to, Drew, and they're all going to go to the spa. Then it's going to be Phaedra, Cynthia, Shamia, and Kelly. And Angela. No, Angela is with Portia. The people who are going with Phaedra are going to go to the cemetery because Phaedra's thing is death. She's always advertising her funeral home. So she's going to the cemetery. Keep in mind, this was a bad idea for Phaedra to do because she then took these people to the cemetery and it then brought up all these memories. It was a bad idea. So because the group is split and nobody's getting along right now, they all have to do separate events. And that's why I really would like for the ladies to beef in that scene and then move on, because I feel like it would have been hilarious if everybody was cool and at this cemetery. We would have got some really fun commentary. It would have been a fun scene to watch as a viewer. And this is my problem with these ladies on these Housewives shows. They get the fan base, screams a little too loud and they feel like they're bigger than the program. You are still at work and you need to show up to entertain. When y'all get in your feelings and decide that y'all are just not going to do something, that's not how this works.
Yeah, it hurts.
That's not how any of this works. Yes, nobody wins when the family feuds.
Bingo.
You have to show up to work. So both scenes were not even that great because I feel like everybody was supposed to go to the cemetery, but because Portia and Shamia got into this fight, Portia decided to stay back and say, oh, we're going to look at the amenities. There were no amenities. There was some old jacuzzi outside the castle. That was the spa. What? And they all went out in full glam and furs to this jacuzzi. Was just like, oh, we're not doing this. And Portia was just like, well, this didn't go well. It didn't go well because you all were supposed to film the scene at the cemetery. So anyway, because Portia's group didn't have an eventful time at the spa, they all just sat down and started to catch up. And then Portia was just like, I can't. They just started talking about what happened last night. And Portia's just like, oh, we're done. I can't move on with somebody who goes that low and talks about my mom. And everybody was in agreement. And Portia was also just like, I was actually having a good time with her. If she wanted to have a conversation, we could have had a conversation on this trip because we were all doing so well. But since she took it to hell, we are done. She took it too far. We can't be repaired. And her confession, okay, Michelle was just like, you're not trying to work on nothing with that girl. We've been together so many times.
Right. Now, Portia,
and
you're
you
lying.
have never worked out anything with her. I do agree with Portia. I feel like if Shamia would have came to her, she would have worked it out. But that's the problem. I think Shamia is taking a stand in their relationship and being just like, no, I'm not going to be the one that always comes to you to fix it. You need to come to me. And that was her issue with Portia last season, that they have issues and Portia doesn't want to fix it.
Well, can I say something?
Go ahead.
Okay, so I watched the interview that Lisa Ray was giving. Ain't that her name? The Brat's sister?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was talking about Portia and Shamia. And what she was saying, I kind of agree with. She was saying that Portia was the end all be all on the show. And her girlfriend came on the show. And she said that
why was Lisa Ray talking about this? What is she
I
doing?
don't know why she was talking about it, but I ran past it on social media. So she was just saying that
the Jasmine brand.
And no, I don't know why you keep saying the Jasmine
because you
brand.
can't stay off the Jasmine brand.
I don't watch no Jasmine brand.
You are a number one subscriber
out for me,
girl.
No, I'm not. I'm on the Breakfast Club and other
even worse.
And so she was just saying that Shamia never should have came on the show as she should have stayed
full-time
as a friend.
Yeah, if she would have stayed as a friend, they would still been friends.
She was here and there, but she said that it made it difficult because things that they've done and things that was between them two became public for the show. You know what I mean? And then she was saying how Portia probably didn't know, what to say and what not to say. You know what I mean? Because they was friends off of the show. They have been friends for a long time. And when you come into my space, all bets become off because of things that you do and say. And she just was saying that she doesn't think that Shamia should have come on full time as a Peach, you know what I mean? Because then it became a competition. Then it became, I'm at work, so I got to give these people what they're looking for. And sometimes you do go too far in the jar.
Yeah.
And she just felt like, Shamia was competing with her, which she didn't have to. To be on the show. She said she don't believe that she should come on the show. And I didn't think that Shamia should. She didn't need to come on the show. For what? I keep on telling y'all, she got all of them kids and that husband. She needed to be doing that. And whatever her businesses are, what do you need to come on this show for?
I think
for attention.
I think maybe. I think for her, she is somebody who got married and became a housewife. And I don't think that that's all she wanted to be. So now she has this opportunity with the show. So now she wants to try singing. She wants to try acting. She wants to try all of these things. She gave up all of that to become a wife.
They said she was sleeping with the pastor and everybody else and the Hawks, all the people on the Hawks team and this and that and this. So she was apparently doing something.
Okay, allegedly.
That was Portia. But I just think that it just serve for messy boots and don't look for her next season because they're not going to bring her back.
Yeah,
because it's just affecting all of the relationships, and you cannot really get no good show if they're always fighting and then Portia. Being the only child, always doing extension tantrums.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, she don't know.
Well, you can tell that they're actively starting to try to ice her out.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is the loyalties are going to be tested now.
Yeah.
Because if this is the girl that's going to be iced out, those of you who say you're her friend, then you're going to be iced out too. And these ladies are going to pick a check over Shamia. As we see it already happening now. We see that K. Michelle has unfollowed her.
Yeah.
We see these things already happening. So anyway.
And that put Waffle in a bad situation.
She's going to choose a check.
But wife was going to, she need housing.
And then she going to get evicted. It is what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, before they even had this call, Portia was on the phone with her sister, and she was just telling her everything that happened. And she was just like, me and Shamia haven't been in a good place, but I don't think that we were in such a bad place that we was just going to take it to hell. But she was just like, she took it to hell. And Laura was just like, what did she say? She going to say that my mom, Portia was just like, she going to say that my mom tried to sleep with her dad. And Portia was just like, her dad never had teeth. I was just like, no, Portia, why would you say that? We have to stop with the parents. You and Shamia, get y'all feelings hurt because of the parents. I actually have a picture of the dad. Now, I don't know what he looked like back in the day.
He never had teeth.
She said her dad never had teeth.
And the Star family helped me out. It's not Jasmine brand. They said it was Carlos King, and it was. She was. She has a podcast. So
here's my thing.
Carlos King's podcast.
You even worse. Now you want Carlos King. My God, today. My God, today. So here is my thing with Portia. Portia said, Shamia said that my mom tried to sleep with her dad. Teeth? And her dad never had no teeth. And my thing is, why is that your response? Like, shouldn't it be? My mom would never do nothing like that. It's just like her dad ain't never had no teeth. So what would she have done if her dad had teeth? Like that, just like what Shamia said, which uncle? Yeah, I thought that was real odd. Her dad never had teeth like my mom. My mom had standards. She gonna sleep with her husband. She gonna sleep with her friend husband that got teeth. Like, I just was like, why was that your response? Now, here is Shamia's pappy. I don't know what he looked like back in the day, but apparently the ladies were tussling over Mr. Morton. And Shamia said that her parents been together for 50 years. And I said, well, when did they get married? How old were they? They've been together for 50 years. This is Shamia and her pappy. What does he do? He's a handsome guy. I mean, the teeth look original. I don't know what Portia is talking about, but she looked just like him, child. That is his child. She looked just like her pappy. But this is the man that is causing all the ruckus on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is the man that breaks up friendships. But here's the thing. Speaking of friendships being broken, what was the basis?
For him some TV, all right.
No, those look like originals. What was the basis of Shamia's mother and Portia's mother's friendship, right? Because I feel like this friendship has weathered so many storms. They weathered Shamia's mom still in Portia's mother's business. Then they weathered Portia's mom trying to sleep with Shamia's dad.
No.
Where is the bottom for these two? Where is the love? I mean, my God, today, what else could y'all do to each other? Because this just does not seem like a healthy friendship. But my God, today, they have weathered some storms. So Portia and Shamia, if your mom could weather those storms, y'all could weather this one. Y'all could weather this one.
Well, it seemed like last season that they almost came to blows about this, or one of the seasons that they were talking about it. Because this ain't the first time they brought up somebody stole somebody's daycare and this and that and that and this. But my problem is, what do y'all keep arguing about this for?
I don't know.
What are they arguing about?
I don't know why they're here. I feel like the moms are maybe fighting through them. And I think that's probably what it is. Your moms are fighting through y'all.
Portia's mother lost her daycare and Shamia's mother bought it, or Shamia's mother lost her daycare and Portia's mother bought the daycare. Which one? No,
Shamia's mother bought Portia's mother's daycare. Up under her. Stole her mother's business.
Because she was
and they remain friends, and you still call her auntie.
She was losing the business or something like that. And the mother went on and But what happened? Did she not have her a part of it, or
that's another thing that they are leaving out so much, and I think they're leaving out a lot because they don't really know, and that is the problem.
No, they know.
No, I don't think they know.
I think they know, but they don't want to.
No, their moms are fighting through them, and the mother is only going to tell you the PG version. She's not going to tell you everything. I feel like there's some truth into what the truth in between what the both of them are saying, but I don't think either one of them knows really what happened. I think they know their mother's version,
right.
And I don't think their mother's version is the full truth.
Because I can see Portia's mother sitting down telling her, because they sit on that couch and do that gossip.
So does Shamia, her mother. Her mother just speak in tongues in between the conversation, but they do the same gossiping. They birds of a feather. One is just saved now. So then we cut to the group at the cemetery. They have left the cemetery.
Well, I mean, they don't have no story.
And here's the thing.
They're in the cemetery.
I'm like, Shamia, please. Shamia was like, oh, Phaedra brought me here to show me this is what happens if anybody crosses her queen. What? This is why you were always in stuff. What are you talking about? Everybody was supposed to go to the cemetery. You and Portia got into it, so the group split up. That is the only reason. You all would have went to the cemetery because that's what Phaedra does. Phaedra got a thing with death. That's her thing. She was not
her thing is death. It's not getting people, because she says she's an attorney. It's not getting people off, because Bobby Brown said that every time she showed up, he went to jail.
Bobby was guilty, Mom.
No, he wasn't. But if you paying a lawyer that kind of money, you're supposed to get me off. He said, I went to jail. I said, darn.
Anyway, so Shamia makes up this battle with Phaedra in her head that Phaedra bore her to the cemetery to show her what happens when you cross Portia. I said, oh my gosh, Shamia,
cross Portia or cross Phaedra?
Portia. So Shamia was just like, oh, this is what's going to happen to me if I cross your queen. And that's why you're always in stuff.
Because where did you get that from? How did she drum that up?
Phaedra's going to be so offended at the reunion. Oh, you're trying to say that I wanted to kill you? Because that's too much. That's what they're going to go through at this reunion. I cannot with.
But what did Phaedra do at the cemetery?
That's it. But no, that's Phaedra's thing.
Yeah,
she's always advertising that funeral home and let you know I love death. So she's always doing some stuff like that.
But what did they do at the funeral at the cemetery?
It was like, it's a historical cemetery in Scotland where a lot of their dignitaries are buried. So it's like a tour or whatever, and they went on that.
You could have crossed me out of that too.
Yeah. So anyway, we start to see that
because my grandmother told me, when you take them there, leave them.
Okay. Anyway, we start to see that now the OGs are creating the path that leads to Shamia not coming back next season, right? Because what did Shamia say to Phaedra? Yes. So Phaedra in her confessional, she's just like, Shamia just keeps things going. You know, it's just like, we could be having peace in the group, but if we have peace, here comes Shamia. She just keeps things going. We can never get through anything. We can never heal because Shamia won't let stuff go. And that is because they're all in a car and they are driving back after the whole cemetery thing. And Shamia she brings up that everybody left after her song came on. And Cynthia was just like, hold up. I didn't leave right away. I stayed and I listened. I was there, child. Don't say that I left when I danced and everything, but then I had to leave after that. And Shamia was just like, well, you did stay, but the rest of y'all left, and it just made me feel some sort of way. And everybody was just annoyed because
everybody was just like, shut up.
Like, it's just like, Shamia, my God, today, please let the mouse go. And so in her confessional, you have Phaedra talking about how Shamia don't let stuff go. Then you have Cynthia being like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe that we are still here.
Right.
Because Shamia was just like, well, because Cynthia was just like, well, we didn't really get into it at the dinner because you were wrong, Shamia. What you said about Portia's mother wasn't right. And Shamia was just like, well, when Portia said those things about my mom to the world, you guys didn't say anything. And Cynthia's just like, I'm talking about here, right now, what just happened that you asked me about. This is what I'm talking about right now. And then Cynthia was just like, excuse me for not knowing that you were still mad about that. When at the reunion, I thought y'all had cleared it up and we had moved on. I didn't know that you were still mad about that. You never let us know. So now you're mad at me that I didn't go after Portia with something that she said while we weren't filming, mind you. This is what I'm adding in. While we weren't filming, now you're upset with me. And I'm just tired of it. And Cynthia was just like, she keeps hold on to everything. Even when you feel like you guys have moved on from it and we're healed and we're moved on to something else, she won't. She'll stay right there and she will not move on. And that makes me uncomfortable. Right there is enough for the show to be like, we're not going to move forward with Shamea. Because now we have 3 OGs who one said, I don't want to, wherever she is, I don't want to be, right? So that's code for, I don't want to film with her. Then we have the other 2 OGs, 2 who were there longer than Portia, saying that Shamea makes us uncomfortable. That's all they need for this lady to not come back. And for Shamea to have been around this group for so long, you would think that she would know the ropes. I think she knows that she's being iced out, but she's also not doing anything to fix it. And I feel like this is an icing that could be repaired. I feel like this is a repairable icing out of, but she will not do the work for that not to happen.
I don't, because what is her storyline?
Victim.
What is her storyline?
Her storyline is victim. And here's the thing, like, I feel like Shamea has every right to feel the way that she feels about her relationship with Portia, because that's a deep friendship, and they know where the bodies are buried, right? I don't think they've even told us the worst of what has happened in that friendship, or the worst of what they know about each other.
Right.
Her problem is she wants to be real with this friendship, and Portia's at work.
Right.
And I don't think Shamea has ever clocked that yet, that Portia is at work. You want to be with Portia how you guys are when she ain't at work. And Portia's just like, no, I'm at work. We're not doing this. And Shamea still has not gotten that yet. I also feel like Shamea is mad at the group because they haven't fixed the situation with her and Portia yet. And I think because for at least the last 10 years of their friendship, everybody else has fixed the relationship for her. Before it was Candy always fixing and being in the middle of that, and somehow making them come together and speak and fix things, right? Then last season, it was supposed to be Angela, but then Angela flipped the script and was just like, oh no, you're playing me. I don't like it. Let me tell Portia what's really going on. Now we have this season, everybody's just like, we're not getting involved. You guys are adults. Y'all have issues. Then y'all need to fix it. We are not getting involved in your mess.
And another thing is that Portia probably don't want to, because if you open up one can of worms, it's going to lead to the whole Pandora's box open. And she doesn't want that open. Again, she's at work.
Yeah.
And when you start talking about one thing, it's going to lead to something. So she's just shutting down all conversation so that nothing will come up, because it may come up that she's sleeping with the past.
Who knows?
You know what I mean? So she's just like, Shamea, go ahead.
But see, here's the thing. Shamea knows real Portia.
Right.
We, the audience, have never met real Portia, right? We've always met work Portia. And Shamea wants real Portia on the show.
Right.
And real Portia is like, no, I'm never coming out. This is my job. I'm at work. Right. This is who people are always going to see. So that's the problem. And I think that also the issue is that everybody else is not fixing the situation for her. And Shamea also wants to take a stand and be like, no, I'm not going to run to Portia to fix this like I always do. Because I feel like that is the dynamic of their friendship. If ever they have an issue, Shamea is the one to dead it. Shamea is the one to fix it. And now Shamea is not doing it this time. But she has to sit in that and own that. She doesn't want to sit in that and own that because she wants everybody else to fix it. If she's not fixing it, Mom, I'm telling you, that is why she is mad at the group.
I'm not saying
they will not fix her relationship with Portia, she says it all the time. She's just like, oh, Portia can do this, but and you guys will protect her. But if she does this against me, you guys won't, if it's on me, you guys won't defend me like you defend her. You'll let her say those things to me and you won't tell her that she's wrong. But then if I do something like that, it's such a huge issue. And she's trying to make comparisons with this relationship. Unfortunately, they have more of a friendship with Portia. A lot of them have just met you. And also, a lot of these girls who are new to the show are going to side with an OG, because if you side with an OG, you keep your check. What were you going to say, my love?
That she she generally fixes the relationship. The reason why she's not going to Portia to fix it this time, because they're on TV.
Oh, that's a good perspective.
And she don't want people to see her as
the plucky.
Yeah. But she always goes to, like when it's over, she's going to go back to, can we talk? Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's on TV now, so that's a new flex.
She want to look a little different.
Yeah, she's on under a new flex, and Portia is not giving in because that's not how it generally goes.
Okay,
and you always come back, just like you'll always come back, because I'm the big dog right here, and you got to stay in your place. And Shamia don't know her place on this show. Because just like Lisa Ray said, that you are my friend. You was a friend to the show. I brought you in as a friend of the show. You shouldn't have went for a whole peach. Because now it's, I'm at work and you're opening up some things and I just don't want, so I don't want to talk. So what Portia do is shut it down. Me and her not going to have no conversation because I don't know what's going to leap out.
Yeah.
So I don't need that out.
Okay. That's a good perspective. Yeah. I think that's a really good perspective. And I also think that she probably had pressures from the family or listening to the fans. And, people are saying, well, Shamia is Portia's flunky or whatever. Yeah. And so she's just like, well, I'm not going to show up like that this season. Well, if you're not going to show up and be Portia's flunky, then Portia's going to start flexing. Yeah. And that's what's happening. Portia is flexing and letting her know who she is on the show. Yeah. Now keep in mind whose house she's in. Okay. Now keep in mind, I think she at some point loved Shamia and never wanted to flex on her like that. But I think Shamia really hurt her with this tea about her mom, or what she said about her mother that allegedly may be true or not true. I think that really cut her to her core. They never had no tea. So now Phaedra got to show Shamia who she is. And now Portia has to show Shamia who she is. And I think it's going to get really, really, I don't think we've seen how ugly this debacle is going to get. Because once Portia collects herself, she's going to hit back. And it's going to be really, really low. That is why Phaedra keeps on telling her, leave it. Don't, it's fine. She did it. Just back up from it. Don't go low with her. Phaedra keeps on saying that to Portia because she knows what Portia is capable of doing, and she knows what's probably about to go down. Yeah,
but Kandi put a battery in her back.
Who, Shamia?
Yeah, because remember, Kandi kept telling her, "You don't need that to be your friend." She don't really check for you like that. Because Kandi don't mess with her, so Kandi is telling Shamia, like, girl, you don't need that. You getting this, and this. Step away from that. But like you said, they've been friends. Yeah. From a kid. How you friends, then you become cousins, then you become sisters. Yeah. So that's what they went through. So she's looking at her like, girl, I can't believe that you acting like this. But like you said, Portia's at work. And there's some things that Portia's saying that, listen, they off the table. I don't need you coming up in here telling people all this stuff about me and Dennis and me and Hennis and me and all these people that I slept with 10 guys in the bed at the same time and all that. I don't need that. So this is her problem with her. She did not appreciate Kandi talking to her and befriending her. Because Kandi said, leave her alone. You don't need her. You married. You got your husband. You doing this. You doing that.
Kandi was also somebody who was campaigning for her to be on the show as well.
Yeah, she was when she was on the show, so that she could be her friend, so that she could push her against Portia. Oh, Kandi was going to work that angle. she was going to work that angle, but as
she
it worked
wouldn't.
out,
Well, I think if Shamia was on the show if Candy was on this season, I don't think she would have pushed that because Candy and Portia are cool now.
not really.
I don't think Candy would bring up it. I feel like when Candy's cool with somebody, she's cool.
Not really. She's cool with her, but they'll never be back like they was. Like she don't mess with Phaedra.
Yeah.
She don't mess with
Phaedra.
Phaedra.
You're right about that.
And when Candy cut you at the throat, you cut at the throat.
Yeah.
So Portia's hanging on by a thread.
No, Candy was able to forgive what's her name? Whoa, the ring didn't mean Kim. She was able to forgive Kim Zolciak. Kim stole money.
Yeah.
Lots of money from her.
Yeah, that's a different situation.
Why? Because Kim's white?
No. Saying that I drugged you, she could have lost her empire with that whole thing that Phaedra did, and that
well, here's the thing.
She was saying that Portia did not stand behind and say that wasn't true.
Well, that Portia was lied to by Phaedra.
Yes, but she never done that, and she told Portia to say we didn't have you, or unless they did. Let's say
she told Portia that that's what Candy said, and that's why Portia was believing that, and then Phaedra at the reunion said that she lied, and that's when Portia did all that crying.
Yeah, but what I'm saying too is there could have been some truth to that lie. Mm-hmm. They all could have probably had sex together.
Okay, now we're losing the plot.
No, I'm just saying Portia, Todd, and Candy probably had a little something. So when Phaedra said that, Portia probably was like leaning toward it a little bit. Because Portia's something. She's something. And I love her.
We've lost the plot with Mama
But
Star.
I don't like all that stuff around the baby. Now you should have the days that you was doing that, you should have been doing that before you had
land
this
the
baby.
plane, Mama, land the plane.
I'm saying that it could have Portia probably was believing it or feeling like there was some truth to that lie because they probably all was together before.
Okay. Thank you, Mama.
You know what? I'm sick of this show. I'm leaving.
So anyway, I think that we're here because Shamia kind of flipped the script on Portia. And I've been saying this since Shamia came on the show. I was like, Shamia, Portia doesn't want to talk about this on camera. And even Portia said it. She was just like, I didn't want to have this conversation on camera. But Shamia is just like, you only talk to me on camera. So here's the thing. We talked about it before. Shamia really wanted at one point, I still think she does, this friendship to be fixed. She wanted to be fixed, but the way that she was going about doing it, Portia was not responding. So Shamia is now like, well, if you're not going to respond to me off camera, I'm going to have to do what I have to do on camera. But she also has to hold her own, right? She can't allow herself to be disrespected because people are probably telling her she's treating you like you're her flunky. Stand up for yourself. But it's also putting her in a really difficult situation because it's just like you're standing up for yourself, talking trash about Portia, getting her together. But then you are saying that you want to be her sister again. So it's like, in order for their relationship to be back where it was, Shamia is going to have to submit, right? And that's what their relationship has been. It looks like, apparently, right? But Shamia doesn't want to do that anymore. She wants to be on an equal playing field. But that's not the relationship that Portia had with Shamia. And she doesn't want a friendship where they're on equal playing field because she's never seen her like that. And we see this happen even more in this episode, right? Because when they all get together to go to Phaedra's dinner, Portia comes down, right? In this dress. I'm going to give it to her. She looks sickening. And she knew it, right? So she comes down in this dress, this nasty dress, right? Hair, makeup, everything is looking good. She comes in and you're not talking to Shamia, but you're going to stand right next to her, right? Not even acknowledge her, talk to everybody else while looking sickening, and then have everybody in the cast even the people who are friends with Shamia hyping you up, telling you how good you look. And you're standing right there. She's spinning and all of this stuff. And I'm like, oh, here she pulling rank. Oh, she's pulling rank because she's now like, so Portia is now in the space where she's just like, now I got to show you whose house you're in.
Whose house?
Now I got to show you why I'm employee of the month. Every month, right? Now I got to flex on you. Now I got a big dog on you. I didn't want to do that. I just wanted us to like just not talk and it'd be cool and it'd be cordial. You pulled that stunt. Now I'm going to flex on you. And listen, I will give it to Portia. This is how you show up. This is how you look in front of your haters. Mother was eating. I will give her that. But I'm just like, I feel like it's going to get really, really nastier because now these two, the bridge is burnt. Now they're going to torch everything. And I think it's just going to get uglier and uglier. And I don't think that either one of them is going to look good after this. I don't think they'll make up, but I think it's going to just be because Portia's collecting and she's preparing. She's going to strike back. And it's about to be tit for tat. And I just think each one of them, they're just going to go back and forth going to hell. And it's just not going to look good. And I think Shamia's the hardest thing for Shamia is that I think Shamia may be the baby of her family. And I think when sometimes the people who are the baby of their family, they want everybody in the rest of the world to baby them like everybody, like people in their family do. But it gets exhausting for people who are not your family, right? Who are not your older sister. It gets exhausting for them because they're just like, you're an adult. I don't want to do all of this work to help you reach the goals that you want to reach. And I just met you, like we're just friends. That's what's happening with Pinky. Pinky's getting exhausted with this friendship, right? Because when they get to dinner, they all start talking about the funeral and the cemetery or whatever and death. And, you know, Drew starts saying, I should have went to my dad's grave. And then Angela gets caught up because her mother just passed away. So they get up. So Drew gets up to go cry. Portia gets up to follow her. Angela gets up. And then it's just Phaedra left at the table with Shamia's crew. And Shamia is just like, well, I just want to say I'm sorry. I just want to, you know, because I didn't mean to do that. And, you know, I if I hurt your feelings, I'm sorry. And Pinky is just like, girl, stop. Okay? Pinky has reached her limit. She was like, at this point, Pinky was just like, at this point, Shamia is a professional apologizer. And she was just like, I need her to just stop it because you meant what you said. So why are you apologizing if you actually meant what you said to Portia? And she was just like, I love her, but she has just got to stop it. Whatever you say or you do, stand in it. Pinky's exhausted because Pinky has defended her and put herself in jeopardy in this group.
And Pinky got other fish
to fry. She got other fish to fry. And Pinky's just like, at some point, I'm going to have to choose my check. This is ridiculous. And I was like, Pinky is now exhausted. K. Michelle and her done fell out. So she got exhausted.
Pinky
and that is the thing. Pinky needs to check. And that is the thing. Like her allies, Kelly not going to hold on for too long. Kelly not going to hold on for too long. Kelly might move out in the middle of the night and then unfollow you. Because it's just like you are like a killjoy sometimes. And you get into this space where you're wham, and you want somebody to pick the baby up. These people are not your sisters. These people are not your mom or not your dad. You are going to have to fix these situations. And you can't just apologize and think that it's going to heal what you said or what you did.
What Pinky say?
She said she's a professional apologizer at this point. And she even said it. She was just like, she keeps on getting into stuff. Now, even the people who are your allies are saying this about you. Girl, and every time Shamia get into something, it's everybody else's fault. She's always the victim. And I'm just like, it's your mouth. You take it to hell. You say some really mean things, and then you still want to be cool with these people. That's why Kelly was just like, she has got to stand in it. She has got to stop apologizing and
Kelly
said that. She said she has got to stop apologizing and she has to stand 10 toes down on what she means. Here's the problem. Shamia just be saying that stuff because she's upset, but she really wants to be friends with these people. She really wants this group to work. But when she gets her feelings hurt, she just takes it to hell. There's no in between with her. She goes 0 to 100 real quick and then gives an apology and wants it to be fixed. Even Pinky was just like, and stop giving them YouTube apologies. Like she said, she has to stop doing that. Stand on what you said. And here is the thing. I think Shamia should take the advice, because if you stand on what you said, I think it would be a much better watch, right? Like with Drew. I still don't know you. Like, stand on what you said and own it and don't back down. The problem is you don't mean the things that you say. You just be angry. And then the next day you want to hang out with these people, these girls that you just said some really nasty stuff to. And they're just like, oh, no, that's not cool. But you think that they should be cool with you because you're watching their relationships with other people. They like them more than they like you. That person that they're probably have fallen out with is an OG. And they know their check is dependent upon this person wanting to film with them. So it's just, I don't feel like she has to recognize this and bow to her, but I think she has to realize this is Portia's show. You're at her job. Not saying you got to bow down to that girl. I think you need to understand how the system works and work it to your advantage. You're coming on trying to change the system. You won't be able to change the system. You're far too new. But you're coming in and you want to change it. You want to get your clique together. That's what even Angela said. Angela said you had them meeting at your home because you wanted to build your clique so y'all could take over the show. And it's just like it put a poor taste in a lot of their mouths, right? And then you come on and you're in something with everybody. Even Pinky and K. Michelle said that. She fighting everybody. But you're fighting these people and you really don't want to fight with them. You really do want to get along with them, but you just have a terrible way going about conflict resolution. Because if ever there's a time for there to be peace or for something to be worked out, your mouth is going to say something slick. And you just do not have the hierarchy at this moment to pull the stunts you be pulling. You're far too new for that stuff. And you don't have relationships with these ladies where they really like you like that, where they will weather the storm with you, where they will let you talk slick to them and then sit down and want to fix it. You've done it too many times that these ladies are now at the point where they're just like, oh, I'm good on her.
Right.
I'm good on her.
This is what she do, throw rocks and then hide her hands.
And that is the problem. You talk about all these women and then you do an interview and you say, well, I'm sorry. I ain't mean it. I hope they forgive me. But you don't reach out to them. You don't say anything to them. And then you show up to film and you're acting like everything is gravy. And they're like, we never fixed this situation.
Not even that. The fact that we didn't fix it. Let's stop going here.
Yes.
How about that? Let's stop.
And here's the thing. The only reason why I say that for Shamia, I agree with my mom, stop going there because it hurts you. When you go there, it hurts you. You really don't want to go there. You do not like going there. You do not like the aftermath of what happens when you go there. Now, a Sheree Whitfield can go there because she don't care. She'll say whatever, and she'll go toe to toe with anybody, and she won't care. But you are not Sheree Whitfield. No, it will hurt you.
Your back ain't built like hers.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right to be the sweetie of the show. That's where I felt like you should have been. I felt like you should have been neutral. I felt like you were going to be the younger Cynthia, and you're just rich and warm. You trying to go toe to toe with these girls who go toe to toe with each other for a living, who tear each other down for a living.
But they got history with it.
Yes.
Though. They've already built their name first. before they did that. You see,
she don't have that.
Right. You see,
she's
Pinky,
not built like that, and that is okay.
Pinky was trying to come off like that, but she fell in line. She got information.
Well, Pinky also got exhausted because Pinky is just
no. I'm talking about Pinky was trying to go back and forth too
with Angela,
and then Pinky just got information.
Not the way them teeth commingle, them incestuous teeth. Ooh, she never try her again. And that's, I'm gonna give it to Pinky. I wouldn't either.
She went on
that lady is too quick with it.
But can we start over?
She said, can we start over? I would make up with her too. But that's the thing. I just feel like, Shamia just not built for being like, she's not built for being a bone carrier. She's not built for the going back and forth. She's not built for the fights and for the arguments. You are built for the lifestyle. That's what that was your purpose on this show. You were supposed to show a Black woman that is a kept housewife. That's all you were supposed to do. You were the one who was supposed to be hosting ladies who lunch, brunches with the girls, wine tasting. You were supposed to be the one that just shows us what it's like to be a wealthy Black woman in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. You want to go toe to toe with the street girls. That's not you. And that's why it's not working out for you. Mm-hmm. That's why you are so uncomfortable. That's why you are always crying, because you're not built for this. This is not who you are. And that is okay. That is absolutely okay. But now you done crossed the line with somebody who do this.
Okay.
And it's just going to get so nasty. Because when she stood next to her in that dress, I said, now, Portia, the night before, you wouldn't go nowhere near her. But because you know you look sickening, you gonna stand next to her and talk to everybody over her. Oof.
That's what Portia do. That's what Portia do best. That's what
she built for that. That's what she does. That is not who Shamia is. And so it's just, we're seeing this take its toll on her. And she was so annoyed, but then she was in her confessional. The whole episode, she in her confessional taking shots. And then she gonna get to the reunion and be like, oh, Phaedra, I didn't mean that. And it's just like, you cannot do that. You have to be like, well, I said that you was dressed like a clown because you look like a clown in that moment. You're gonna have to own it. You can't apologize, and you can't say, oh, that's not what I meant. You got to stand in it, because you have taken shots at everybody this episode. You're going to have to be able to stand in that,
because when they got a problem with it, he's going to bring it to the surface.
He is going to bring it up. What else do we have to say about this? That's all pretty much that I had to say. I feel like Shamia is exhausting her allies, and I also feel like she's just showing up in a way that is not her, and that's why she keeps on crying and breaking down, because this is not who she is, and it just makes her uncomfortable to get in the paint like that. And I know that she is not somebody who gets in the paint like that, because she always takes it to hell. If you are somebody who gets in the paint, there's levels. You don't go to hell right away, right? Because you're going to hell right away.
Yeah, you got to save that.
You got to save that in your arsenal, right? But if you're going to hell right away, you are also making everybody around you uncomfortable. Because now they're like, if I get into it with her, what's she going? Now everybody's just like, well, what have we said about Shamia? Knowing that that's how far you will go. So that's another reason why people are starting to isolate, because they're just like, oh, when her back is up against the wall, she telling everybody business. K. Michelle was hurt. She said, Shamia, no. Like, Shamia crossed the line. And I don't think that she realizes how bad that moment at that table harmed her in that group. That's when everybody was just like, yikes, got to take our hands off of this. So I just feel like it's just going to get worse. I feel like it's just going to be meaner and messier and darker. And I felt like Atlanta was getting away from that. And unfortunately, we're back here. I don't know what's going to happen next season. I have a feeling that the OGs are going to stick together. And I don't think we're going to see Shamia next season. And I also think that the show is going to be looking to cut the fat, because I think they're going to bring.
Cynthia don't want to go.
Yeah, no, they're not going to get rid of the OGs. I think the show is looking to cut the fat and I think they're going to bring Nene back. And in order to pay her, they're probably going to get rid of Kelly and Shamia. I think they're absolutely going to keep K Michelle. I think they're going to keep Pinky. I think Pinky is doing very well, but I think they're probably going.
Pinky is good TV.
Yeah, Pinky's good TV. I think they're going to cut K. I think they're going to cut Shamia and Kelly for Nene. Those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Oh, final thoughts, Mama Star?
Mama Star thoughts is, I feel bad for Shamia, not as far as her money is concerned, because I feel like she was just on the show to make her own money, to be a little independent. But I feel bad for her because that was her time to shine, but she didn't know how to do it. And I
think she thought she was going to come on the show with Portia, and it was going to be. I think she felt like how they are off the show was going to be how they are on the show.
How they was with Simon and Portia when they was doing that double date, and they was friends.
I think that's what she expected, and Portia was just like, no,
not here,
not at my job.
Here. But I feel bad for her as far as that's concerned, because she don't need the money, but her reputation. People got her out there, like wang, wang, wang. You know what I mean? And that's just terrible. And her girlfriend gonna go because her girlfriend is always in the news for something not positive, for something negative. You know what I mean? She got problems with this. Her business partners is on there saying, I don't owe the money. And it's just a whole big thing. And she's not really bringing no good content. And they about money. They don't care about you as a person. Your money on the table.
Yep.
And if you're not bringing in any money, we're sorry that has happened to you. But thank you for your services.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All that bringing your personal business and trying to get So that's Mama Star's final thoughts on that. Is they're probably going to get rid of Shamia and Kelly, yeah. And Cynthia is hanging on by a thread too.
No, I think they're going to keep Cynthia because they're going to bring in Nene. And Nene and Cynthia are in a good place.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, she's in a good place with actually all the OGs. So this might actually work.
But I don't like Nene.
I'm not a fan of her personally. I told you, I always let you guys know. I met her in person. Satan is sweeter. However, when she was good on Atlanta, she was good on Atlanta. I feel like she's been humbled enough, and her and Andy have worked out their differences. And I think that, when she comes on, I think it's going to be a good season.
I hope so, because she got bigger than the program.
Well, I feel like she's been humbled. Who knows? I could be wrong. I also feel like this season with her back on is going to do numbers. Listen, regardless of how we all feel about the lady personally,
she was good TV.
She built Bravo on her back. That Bravo wasn't doing what it was doing until that lady brought that show to them. So we got to give her flowers. Hey, WNC, thank you so much for joining me. Hey, Spency. Spency said, hey, NikkiStar and fam. Shamia continues to show where her and Portia aren't friends. I'm like, girl, I know, I feel bad for her, right? Because I know she wants it to be an equal playing field. They were never equals in that friendship. It's sad to say, and it's probably hard for her to realize, but you were this girl's flunky. Now, you just thought you were being a really, really good friend. You were a minion to her that she loved, but you were never on her level. And now I think she's now going to see how Portia has always felt about her. And to me, that's not good TV. I don't want to see a real friendship break up. I don't want to see two people who called each other sisters go blood for blood. I don't want to see somebody fall apart because they're losing their friend. Because friendships, that's a really strong love as well. And we're going to watch
important.
They're important, and we're going to watch this friendship die. I don't like watching stuff like that. I like being entertained. This is just going to get really dark, and I'm good on that.
And now the kids are involved.
Yeah,
because now Portia don't want her daughter over there. and her daughter used to go over there before, and Shamia's daughter used to come over, and whatever the case may
And
be.
now that's done.
Yeah, now that's done, and I don't like
just
that. How many
mess.
friends do Pre-Law got?
Spencer said, Nikki, did you see the Janae and Katie drama? Yes, and we're going to have to talk about it tomorrow because I have yet to watch that podcast. I was watching a bit of it before I got on here, and my God, today.
Janae.
Janae from season 6.
Yeah.
Do you know the tea about Kenny?
What?
He got, we about to watch it when I'm done here. He got on the podcast, and he was doing all this crying, and he was saying that Janae was abusive to him.
Yeah, she said, because I see, she said, I'm going to get called.
Oh, yeah. She said, I'm called, because he gave her a cease and desist. It says she can't talk about him, but he gonna go on the podcast and talk about her. She said, I'm bringing it to hell. Let's go. Child, we got to watch it. We got to watch it. We will be talking about it tomorrow, 5 p.m. PST. Be there or be square. Hey, E for Empathy. Thank you so much for joining me.
Love you, E for Empathy.
Hey, Dr. Imani. Thank you so much for being here. Always Priceless said, friend, did you miss episodes? Did you miss some episodes? K Michelle loves Phaedra. No, here's the thing. I remember when she decided to move on, but I'm like serenading her for her birthday, and now you like her. I may have missed, child. WNC said something is being left on the cutting room floor. I feel like I'm always missing a story arc when K Michelle hits the confessionals. Here's the thing, because K Michelle in the scenes, she don't have the same perspective in the confessionals. Ain't nothing about her consistent this season. It's just like you say you like these people, then you're in the confessionals dragging them and talking about them. What is the truth? Spencer said K Michelle can't keep up with her lies, but she did say that Phaedra knows white people, so I think that it's okay. LOL. K Michelle wants to have white people know her. She did say that. Kaylee said out of the 3, she does like Phaedra, and then had an online beef with Portia and Drew. Oh Lord. Spencer said Kelly was sick. She's with Debbie Downer, Shamia. Mm-hmm. I feel like Kelly is going through this season, and as each episode goes on, you are seeing Kelly realize she picked the wrong team.
Okay, the wrong side to be on.
Kelly is just like, this is too much work. I'm going through a lot. But okay. You have to realize Kelly goes through more than anybody else on the show because she lives with Shamia. So she goes through this on camera and off camera. So she's getting a little exhausted.
Why mad that she live with her? Like, come on.
Free rent? You don't gotta pay to live somewhere?
No.
All you gotta do is listen to her complain about her former bestie. Okay. Kaylee said, I did like that K Michelle went through everyone and gave them their shine. Yeah, it was a good moment for peace. And then Portia was just like, I'm not doing this. Shed said, can you pick up your feet, please? My God, today. Shed said K Michelle didn't like Phaedra when she watched the show, but after filming with Phaedra, she grew on her. Oh, maybe this is her later confessionals. Hey, Steph said Shamia was working and needed to film. They are acting so weird when there's been stuff on this show that was way worse, i.e. Kenya Moore and them naked pics. Oh, absolutely, they're acting way worse because Shamia's not Portia. You know the OGs always stick together, and then those who want to stay on the show is going to stick with the OGs. And that's the thing. I don't think that Shamia realizes there's a hierarchy on this show, and she is at the bottom. Lady said, isn't Shamia able to enjoy her vacation just like they are? I was so confused about how they acted when she went to the club. Well, they acted that way because they're siding with Portia. And I mean, Shamia calls it out, but it's just like, that's what it is, honey. You got to learn how to play this system to your advantage. And I think she wants to change the system. She just doesn't have the power or the backing to do it. Lord. Always Priceless said, and now we have via video evidence that Angela, Phaedra, and Cynthia stayed for Shamia's performance and had fun. Where? Show it to me, Rachel. Send it to me on Instagram. And that is my thing with Shamia. I'm just like, you're isolating yourself. You gotta stop bringing up how these ladies support Portia over you, and just realize that is just a fact in this group. They're going to ride, the OGs are just going to ride for each other. You have to realize that these people, these ladies, even if you're on the right, they are not going to correct Portia on the show or in front of you for you to get some peace. It's not, if they correct her at all, it's just not going to happen. And that is why I think Shamia is having such a hard time on this show, because she won't acknowledge the hierarchy. And I get it. I think it's ridiculous and I think it's foolish, but that's how the system on this show works. Kaylee said Angela had video proof that she was there when Shamia was performing, and Cynthia said online she was there too. Ciao. Always Prices said, I wish the B team would be honest with Shamia to her face and give her real feedback. You acted a donkey at dinner and you still have not resolved your individual squabbles with each of them. That's another thing. It's just like, you still got beef with the ladies that you're asking to defend you to Portia. But it's just like, you can't come to them when y'all still ain't resolved y'all stuff. You have to stop fighting all these people if you want them to be allies, mama. Kaylee said Kim Pryor made a joke saying it was because Portia didn't want to perform Flatline, and I was chuckling. I gotta say, I was waiting for her to get on the mic. Because Portia is not afraid to get on that mic, no matter what key she in. I was waiting for her to get on the mic. Dr. Edmani said, I can tell Shamia is broken inside because she lost her bestie. But Shamia, girl, this is not how you go about it. That's the thing. And it's just so sad because I'm like, oh, because a lot of people do not realize that breaking up with your best friend, that hurts. And we're watching this girl do it on national TV. That is painful. So I feel for her. It's just, you're still at work. I need you to clock in. I need you to clock in because they are about to stop this check. You don't need it. That's why you're not clocking in. But you want it. So clock in. Hey, Rocky. Rocky said, watching Shamia makes me sad. She's been very hurt by her friendship with Portia, and those feelings have festered for so long, and now she's coming undone. That's exactly what's happening, Rocky. Perfect explanation. That's what's happening. And the thing that hurts the most is that her bestie looks like she doesn't care. Oh my God, today. Kaylee says spa versus cemetery. I want the spa. Well, you're not going to get it on this trip. They didn't get it. There was no spa because they were all supposed to go to the cemetery, but Portia didn't want to go. So a team had to stay back with her because the show wants to fill with her. And that's the thing. Everybody was supposed to go to the cemetery. Portia didn't want to go. You know what the show did? Okay, we'll just keep some people here back so that Portia can film. And that's what I'm talking about. If the show was making adjustments for her, she's a star. She's a star. You're not going to change that, right? The only way you change that is if you show up more interesting and are able to steal the spotlight. Shamia would have been able to do that if she would have rested in the fact that her character on this show is wealth. She doesn't rest on that. She rests on being an R&B star. Now she's an actress. Now she's fighting with Portia. That wasn't your character. When we met you, you introduced us as wealth. That's how you introduce yourself to us. And then you didn't show us anymore after that. That's how you stay on the show. Become bigger than the program. Dr. Enmani said, Phaedra in the cemetery business, that's the last place I would go to when on vacay. But Phaedra always got to promote her funeral home. That's just her promoting it, child. Yeah. Spencer said, Shamia comparing concentration camps to her beef with Portia is so odd. I'll give her grace. She's hurt. She's just so sad. And I think it hurts her even more because Portia is acting like she does not care. So Seth said, why was everybody's behind out? Portia and Pinky both. Oh, Thank you for bringing that up. I said, where is Scotland? What happened to the kilts? What is going on? Everybody's bubbles out. I don't get it. I do not get it. Social Steph said Portia was lying. She was icing her out cold. Oh, absolutely. Portia is used to framing things to her advantage. I like Portia, but that was a complete lie. Oh, she's absolutely icing out Shamia. And she's going to pull rank to get that girl off the show. Just like Candy said she would, child. Kaylee said Portia is used to Shamia coming to her and fixing it. That's exactly what it is. Always Spicer said, to be honest, why would Portia tell K Michelle anything? I believe Portia too. Rocky said, I don't believe at all that Portia was ever going to have a conversation with Shamia. And that's what Shamia said. That's why Shamia was just like, I have to talk to you at work because you won't talk to me when you clock out. Portia wouldn't even look in her direction. She acts like that girl does not exist. Hold on. Oh, she's a Cancer. Because the way she ices people out like a Sagittarius. I was just like, the way she is icing this girl out, it's so Sagittarius coded. Girl. Give Me Shelter said, I'm now down to one housewife show, and that's Salt Lake City. Ain't no way I'm still watching the show with that dumb B Portia as the lead. Oh my God, today. My God, today. Social Steph said Portia didn't even want to talk to Shamia last year. She acted very aloof and defensive when Shamia tried to talk to her. True. And she told Shamia, I'm going through a lot in my divorce. And Shamia was just like, I hear you, but we have an issue that I want to fix. Portia didn't want to fix it. Social Steph said Portia's been went too far when she lied on her about the dungeon and Shamia forgave her. True. Always Price said, I agree with Lisa Ray on that. Shamia gets turned up for the cameras and Portia is not risking her primary income source. And that's what I wish Shamia would do. But the thing about it is Shamia don't need the money. So Shamia is showing up as her authentic self. And I'm like, you can't. This is reality TV. You got to find a character and you got to be that character in these scenes. I think that's what Portia is trying to tell her, right? What you want from me is real life. I'm not going to give you that at work. What is your work character? Let's link up. And I don't think that Shamia wanted to do that, or I don't think she got the memo. Give Me Shelter said, no one is more competitive than Portia. Portia is always in a one-sided competition with another woman. Portia doesn't have a show. Her show was for one season where she died. What do you mean died? Social Steph says Shamia's been acting and dancing and hosting for the. Oh, that's what that is. Okay, because I didn't know what the connection was with the Hawks. For the Hawks and on the radio, she was adding to her portfolio and trying to raise her profile, which is smart. That's what the show was for. Sierra said, what's Portia's purpose of being on the show at this point? She's boring. She hasn't done anything all season. Marlo at least gave us Today Drained Me, and yet Portia had her fired. Oh, I didn't know about that. The thing that Portia gives is she's a Bravo darling. Same thing with Phaedra. A Bravo darling. They are loved. And Bravo's always going to work with them because they're loved. Social Steph said if Portia hadn't iced her out and had at least interacted with her for work purposes, this would have been a more fun season. You know what? I happen to agree. I think Shamia was just very uncomfortable. Here's the thing. I happen to agree because I think that Shamia was just very uncomfortable with Portia acting like she wasn't in the room. But then, Social Steph, do you think that Shamia would have been happy with Portia faking like they're good and knowing that they're not? I don't think Shamia would have been okay with that. So even if Portia faked like everything is good, Shamia would have still had an issue and been like, this isn't you, Portia, because you're smiling with me here, but then you're not taking my calls. Shamia would have had an issue regardless because Shamia wants the old thing back. That friendship is dead. That friendship is dead. Kaylee said, I will say their personal relationships makes it harder to watch this season. Plus, Drew low key was throwing blows back last season, so that was also entertaining. Here is my thing with Drew. I like her a lot this season. I've always liked her. I haven't had any issues with her. I know she's been polarizing to some people, but I've always liked her on the show, and I like her acting, which is where I think that she should just stay with. But she wants to do the singing. You know, that's your passion. Do you? What my issue is with Drew and has been for the past few episodes, I need her to stay out of this Portia and Shamia nonsense. Because she is so vocal about the issues that Portia has with Shamia. And I think maybe it's still because her and Shamia has some kind of beef, but I'm just like, I think it bothers me because this is a real friendship that we're watching die. You don't need to help it die any faster. And I just don't think it looks good on you. You know, she's always, oh, did you hear what she said? Oh, I can't believe it. Why would she even? Oh, well, Shamia, you shouldn't have. And I'm like, I don't want you involved in that. It's already dying. Even if it's a slow death, even if it's at hospice, let it go. You shouldn't be involved in that. That's my only issue with her. I love the way that she has been defending herself against K. Michelle, but her constantly getting involved between Shamia and Portia, bad taste in my mouth. I think so too. Kaylee said Shamia may be too emotional for the show. I think so. You got to let stuff roll off your shoulders on this show. So Steph says Cynthia was dead wrong. When you mentioned my mama on Instagram after the reunion, when I see you again, it's up. I don't think Cynthia was wrong. Cynthia was just like, I didn't know. Cynthia's just like, I didn't know what you were mad about. That's where I feel like Shamia was wrong. Cynthia didn't know that Shamia was mad at her for not defending Shamia to Portia. That's not fair. And I think that's where Shamia messes up, is because she has all these issues with Portia, but she wants the group to defend her to Portia. I think you should only expect that of your friends. And I think you should only expect that of people who know what's actually happening. And let me take that back. You shouldn't expect that of them. You and Portia are adults. You also have been friends longer than this show has even been on, right? Or in each other's lives, right? Nobody wants to get involved in that, because they get involved and they take sides and then y'all make up. And next thing you know, y'all two don't like them. I wouldn't get involved. I never get involved when best friends go to war. I'm not doing that, because y'all may make up one day, and the way y'all gonna make up is hating on me. And now y'all besties, and I'm still beefing with the person that I fought for you. Nah, it's not fair. She's expecting too much of these people who are co-workers. That's not fair. Kaylee said Shamia needs to be able to do it in the moment. The only thing I'll give Shamia is that Portia will steamroll or shift the combo. Absolutely. And I agree. She has to be able to do it in the moment. Always Prices said, I don't think it's an ice out. I think Shamia is getting on everybody's nerves, so they are avoiding her. I didn't think it was an ice out before that dinner in last episode. Now Portia is on a rampage. She don't want that girl coming back. And I think the OGs are going to line up with her. Give Me Shelter said, my viewer question for Phaedra. Phaedra, during your career, you've been in rooms with actual good lawyers. So how does it feel being known as nothing more than a broke down Mary Jane girl? Oh my God, in the 2020s. Andy is so messy, he might read that. He might read that. Hey, Sierra. Sierra said, what is that? Why is my computer making noise? Okay. Or is that my phone? Sierra said the way they can't get past 700K live viewers, I don't see anyone on the cast. I don't think anyone on the cast to see. Angela, Drew, Portia, and Phaedra haven't given us anything new. I agree, but it's just like you know how this show is with OGs. Like they're not letting them go. They will not let that core go. The show just brought Orange County. Look at that, and they brought back Vicky Gunvalson. The OGs are always safe unless it's something really like crazy. The OGs are a guaranteed check because whether we think they're not bringing anything or not, they're going to bring in at least dedicated viewers. They want the new people to bring in viewers that they didn't have already, which is why they bring in a Pinky. You know, I think at this point they got to start bringing in people who have some kind of controversy, right? Like Pinky. You have to. It can't just be somebody in Atlanta that everybody knows, right, or has money. Now we gotta step it up a notch. Maybe bring in somebody younger. Always Prices said Shabia has a terrible conflict resolution skills. I know Gerald is having his way. She's miserable in that marriage. Listen, I don't want to assume. I think she got a good situation. I think they like each other. I don't know much about the relationship because we don't have any of it, which is, you know, Gerald's fault because he doesn't want to film, but he's filming just enough to make his wife happy. So that has to mean something. Hey, Paula Girl. Paula Girl said, hello, everyone. Hope all are well. Mwah. Thank you so much for being here. WNC said, and Candy was right, but Shamia is too damn loyal and too damn attached. Kaylee said if Shamia could stand on her own and dump Portia, she would have been such a good housewife. I said this last week. They started last season. We both said that. I don't know how we're here. Shamia was just supposed to be wealthy. That's it. She was not supposed to get into it with these girls. If anybody has something smart to say about her, oh gosh, it's okay. I'm going to go cry in my Rolls Royce. You know, like that was supposed to be her role. I don't know why she didn't embrace it. So Steph said Portia resents Shamia for getting close to Candy after that dungeon mess. But I didn't understand that, right? Because Shamia and Candy have known each other just about almost around like the same time that Portia and Shamia knew each other. So I'm just like, they've been friends for a long time.
No, Portia and Shamia have been friends longer than Candy.
They haven't been friends, but their mothers have been friends. So they pretty much knew each other. I'm talking about they became friends later in life. Their mothers were friends.
They was 9.
They grew up together, but they weren't like friends. Give each other say Candy forgave Kim because Kim is irrelevant. Everyone knows Kim is a liar. They know that about Portia too. But Portia never faces consequences. Blame Bravo. Kaylee said, my conspiracy theory is that they heard rumors and assumed it was about Candy, but it was really about Tiny.
What?
I think you may be right.
What happened?
Kaylee is talking about the dungeon rumors. She said that she thinks that the rumors were probably about Tiny. And Phaedra just thought that it was, thought that the rumor was about Candy.
Candy. Oh.
Look at Kaylee opening stuff up. Sierra said, Shamia.
Oh, Tiny had.
We're not going to bring that up.
Oh, okay.
Sierra said, Shamia may be a little annoying, but I'll take that over a housewife who ain't witty and has to lie when they get put on the hot seat. Ooh, child. Kaylee also said when Portia showed up late, Shamia was right there, should have paid her dust and left her to be. But nope, we watched her low-key being her minion that season. Oh, yeah. She was fighting for that girl in the beginning of the season. And remember, if you go back to my lives, I was just like, Shamia, don't go this road. This is not the route for you. You do not need to be Portia's lapdog because the show positioned you as the wealth of the show. They already had you as top dog. But see, the thing is, she didn't know that.
No, she didn't know that. She don't know that she's top dog because she's so used to being her lapdog.
Oh, true. Give each other said, who requires more babying than Portia? I think that you have to. Here's the thing. I'm talking about people who are the baby of their family. They are expecting certain things from people that people are just not going to give you. But the baby of the family is used to being treated a certain way. Same thing with Portia. Portia's not the baby of the family, but Portia is an only child who was a hot girl, right? Then she became a church girl and married this guy. But as soon as that relationship was over, she went back to being a hot girl, right? So, Portia is used to being the center of attention. And then she gets on this show where she's the center of attention. That is just her norm. Shamea, the baby, right? She's used to people fixing things for her. They're both kind of stunted in a way. Mm-hmm. And I get people don't like Portia and I get people don't like Shamea. I'm telling you right now, they're the same thing, y'all. That's why they remain friends for as long as they remain friends. The friendship dynamic is a little, wonky, but they are the same person. Just different fonts. They both are demanding this group to fix their issues. And only one person is getting it done because of the seniority she has on this show. Zora said, I don't like the way Portia sunned Shamea. I think it's weird that a grown woman wants to run another grown woman. I hope Shamea can divest from wanting this relationship. She never treated her well. And I think that's what people who love Shamea saw on the show last season. It was just like, oh, this is odd.
Yeah.
And I think they told her that. And so I think she came in next season being like, oh, she's not going to sun me. And right. I think Portia was just like, what's going on? Like, this is odd. This is why you having issues with me. And that is the problem. Shamea never communicated that she didn't like being sunned by Portia. So Portia is going on with this relationship how it's always been, and Shamea is pushing back and it's creating some conflict. Their biggest issue is that these two do not communicate, but they will communicate with everybody else, especially Shamea, communicate with everybody else how they feel about the other person. And then when you give up how you're feeling to somebody else to communicate to another person, you have to leave room for that person to sprinkle in their own opinion.
Yeah.
And I feel like if these two would have just sat down, we wouldn't have been here. But because so many people were speaking about them to each other, they sprinkled in their own opinion and it created more conflict. This relationship needed a real conversation and some real healing. I don't think we're ever going to get it. Because Portia has been sunning Shamea since the beginning of that friendship. And Shamea was okay with being sunned. And that is the thing. And I think that is the thing that people who are, fans of Shamea, I think that's something that you're going to have to realize. Because unless that person grows out of that, unless that person shakes out of that, people who allow themselves to be sunned by people, you got to leave them where they're at. You can't force them to want better for themselves if they don't think that situation is a situation where they should have better. Because if the network tell Portia she got to make it work with Shamea, she going to make it work with Shamea. And Shamea will be none the wiser thinking that she got her friend back. And if they go back to that friendship and Portia is sunning Shamea and Shamea is just so happy to have her friend back, she accepted, don't get mad at her. That's been a dynamic of that friendship. You may want something different for her. She may like where she's at. Social Steph said Pinky can't even help herself. Her husband don't even have nobody's millions to help her. Well, according to Pinky, the husband does have millions and she don't want him to use it. Don't do that. Don't do that, Social Steph. You know I like that couple now. Kaylee said, interesting perspective, because Pinky did get vitriol in the Dallas trip for Shamia and Kelly. I think she's just getting tired. I think she's just getting tired. Pinky is just like, now, come on, you in it with another person. I have to see this reunion. I have to see how these friendship dynamics work out. From Pinky. Pinky said, don't give another YouTube apology.
Okay.
Just stop. Stand on it. And I feel like if she stands in it, that would be so much better. I feel like if she stands in it, that will be so much better for her. And it will actually change the trajectory of her, lifespan on this show. If she stands in it and owns it, who cares if, Portia don't like it or the OGs don't like it? If the fans like it, you're staying. But the show has already been filmed. So, Kaylee said Drew gets attacked every season, and we never really see her victimize herself, in my opinion. We've never seen it from Drew. It got to the point where I was just like, y'all have got to stop bullying this girl. It is not a good look. It wasn't a good look for K. Michelle. I'm glad she's off that train. But here's the thing. When K. Michelle is not bullying somebody, she's looking for the next one. And I just don't want her to set her sights on another person, because this just wasn't a good look for her either. Like, we were all very excited for K. Michelle, but it just got so weird. I agree. Always Prices that Big Pink ate that up. They need to tell her that in real time, though. And that's the thing. They can't get mad at her if she feels some sort of way, because you're not telling her that. But I feel like Pinky will tell her eventually, and we'll probably see that. But it's like you have these thoughts about her, which are, and also this could be later in the season after they filmed everything. So we got to give them grace for that. Like, just because they're talking about something that happened while we're watching it doesn't mean that they had this perspective at the time. So we got to give them space for that. Hey, Creme Brulee said, Nikki, have you heard about the South African show called The Polygamist? It's an amazing show, but it'll have you stressed out. I think Mama Star would love it. My little sister watched it. She really, really liked it. I haven't gotten into it yet because there are just so many shows I have to watch. I have not gotten into anything scripted yet. I feel like next weekend I'll probably be caught up and I'll probably get into something new. But for right now, I cannot get into another show.
Well, I answered and said that there would be something nice that we could get into.
Mom, we have so many shows that we have to watch. Not right now. Not right now. Always Prices said, the body said it all. Bow down. And Shamia knew it. Shamia was just like, I know what you're doing, girl. I know exactly what you are doing. Yes, Always Prices that hands all on the back of Shamia's chair. I was dying. I'm like, you know what you're doing. You're not talking to that girl, but you look sickening in this outfit. So you're going to stand by her chair, hold the chair, spin around. This is going to get so ugly. Two is for Life said, stand in it like Drew. Every time Shamia confronts Drew for calling her lap dog, Drew would be like, yeah, I said it. Now what? LOL, girl, stand in your villainhood. If you can't do that, get out of that role. I absolutely agree. But I think that she's just not a villain. She's not a villain. And that is okay, Shamia. That is okay. You cannot do that role. It does not work for you because it's not in you. And that is okay. That is absolutely okay. Kaylee said, also, because you went to it the right way. It's like no buildup. They, as well as viewers, felt like, how did we get here? We was talking about kids, and now we're talking about mothers. And here's the thing. If Shamia would have addressed that on the first episode, that she had a problem with that, I think the group would have rocked with her. But you also have to realize they are all very aware that they're filming a show. Mm-hmm. So when Shamia said that, everybody had to clench their pearls. Everybody can't be like, well, Portia deserves it. They're thinking about, how is this going to look on camera? Because it seems like at that dinner, it got a lot nastier than what we saw. So it's just this one is not going to work for her. This one is not going to work for her. Sierra said, we all know Portia's mama is, Well, I don't know that. I don't think that moment was that bad. She clearly told her daughter to be the same. Shamia better be reading at this reunion. Shamia is not a reader. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know if the moment wasn't that bad, because I'm going off of K Michelle and how everybody acted at that dinner. And now, after that moment, everybody switched up. Even her allies are just like, girl. Shamia's not a reader though, so I don't know what that reunion is going to be like. I'm dreading the reunion because I just feel like it's just going to be so dark. I feel like it's going to be season 10, and I don't feel like that. Give Me Shelter said, the season was fun before Portia set everyone on Shamia. The plan was to run Shamia off, and then they would get back to fighting, ruin the show, and for what? The show started off so strong. I just don't know why production isn't telling them to resolve their issues. Like, that's what I really liked about the Real Housewives of Rhode Island. They had an issue, and by the next scene, they were cool. Like, we have to move on, y'all. This is not real life. This is a TV show. So you have to move at a pace that makes sense for a TV show, not your real life. You are at work, right? And if you and your coworker got beef, y'all still got to work together. Right. And you still got to act like you want to be in the same space with them. They just get so much into their feelings that we can't move on. The show can't progress. And why do we want to watch that? We don't. Hey, Aftini. Aftini said, I'm an optimistic. No one was more on the bottom of the totem pole than Wendy on the Real Housewives of Potomac. Yet she survived and made it through. I believe Shamia can do the same. I absolutely think Shamia can do the same. Shamia, you got to watch season 1 and you got to watch the opener. Go back to that character, because that is the character the show set you up to be. If Shamia goes back to that, she's good. I just don't know. But here's the thing, because we haven't watched the reunion yet, I just don't know what's going to happen. But I already see her being iced out. I already see the OGs, and her allies the OGs siding with Portia and her allies starting to break away. It's not looking good. It's not. Social Seth said, well, if every housewife kisses Portia's behind, I don't want to see that. That's what's harming the show. That's boring. I've always said that the hierarchy and the clique stuff, I do not like on these housewife shows. But that is the reality. It's a hierarchy. But Portia's in it. Like, I know people don't like it, but Portia is the Teresa Giudice of Atlanta at this point. If Nene comes back, she'll be the Teresa Giudice. But right now, Portia is the Teresa Giudice, and that show will do what they have to do to keep her on it, because she's the lead. She's the star at this point. Always Prices. You don't know what that is? Always Prices said, who was Rachel? LOL, my name is Heather. You have to look it up on TikTok. There's this meme of this girl. There's this video of this girl. Her mother became a meme where she tells her mom that Jesus Christ was like sighted at, Home Goods or whatever. And her mom was like, show it to me, Rachel. Show it to me, Rachel. And she starts to like cry and break down. You have to go see it. It is hilarious. So now everybody just goes, when you want to see something, you go, show it to me, Rachel. Show it to me, Rachel. Two is for Life says, Shamia just loves to play victim. How do you conveniently not see Angela right in front of you with her camera? All of a sudden, everyone left them when it was time for you to sing. Girl, go on. She's just hurt. That's the thing. She's just hurt that they're not doing anything to fix her relationship with Portia. But the ladies learned. They learned to not get involved, and it's just not going to happen. She has to either fix it or move on. Zora says, Shamia should have heeded Portia's warning about not coming on the show. Now, I've heard that several times. Did she really tell her not to come on the show? Because again, her interview with Andy. And she said that she was campaigning for Shamia to come on the show. And Andy was just like, yeah, you are. So who knows what's the truth? Um, Two is for life said Cynthia tried to give her good advice to go to therapy. I feel for Shamia because she's battling a lot, trying to gain independence, friendship breakup, sick child, trying for a son. Therapy mama. She does have a lot going on, which is a great storyline, but I think it's just all taking an emotional toll on her. Always Prices says Shamia doesn't even know how to wear her wealth well. I think that's an Atlanta problem. That's evident, isn't in the fashion choices. Baby, if I was Shamia, I would run laps around Portia. Sincerely, a Gemini. And that's what she was set up to do. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. So Steph said, my mama is a Cancer and she can act the same way. The way Portia ices out people, that is such a Sagittarius trait. I'm shocked that she's a Cancer. Always Prices said the you don't exist thing is a Gemini trait. I think Portia is not the cusp, which is why it reminds you, is on the cusp, which reminds you of a Sag. That's our twin or whatever it's called. Thank you. Hey, Art World, thank you for being here. Art World said Cancers can ice people out and not feel a lick of guilt. Child, learn something new every day. So y'all just let me know I cannot date a Cancer. No, I'm the only one that can ice out. No, you can't ice out in a relationship. No, that's just me. Donnie has said you can't just go that low and come in dancing in that girl's face. Cynthia and Phaedra and Drew have a relationship with Portia. Portia is more likable and fun. That was my only thing. I was like, Shamia, after that, you can't act like ain't nothing happened. But Kelly was just like, no, don't sit here and cry. Like, go have a good time. And I hate this so much. This was supposed to be my fun show. I hate that they're all going through this. Two is for life said, I like Portia and Phaedra with the comedy they give, but with them both being long-term vets, they need better personal stories. It's sad they're probably getting paid the most while giving the least. Well, that's every OG. Kyle Richards. And here's the thing, guys. You might not like Portia or Phaedra. They're not going anywhere. They are not going anywhere. Two is for life also said, I agree with that take. Drew needs to stay out of Shimmy and Portia's friendship. Just sit back and poke K. Michelle. That's the thing. Like I've liked Drew this season. I just did not like that part because this is a real friendship. Like this ain't something to like. I don't know. Let's not make this content. We're really watching this friendship, a real friendship, die. A sisterhood just die. That's heartbreaking. So let's not add our 2 cents in on that. Kaylee said, I will defend Drew a little. Shamia and her got beef, to be honest. She's doing what Drew did. Here's the thing. I know that her and Shamia have beef. And for me, I just don't feel like it's a good look for her. Because obviously Shamia is in a lot of pain. And I know you and that girl got beef. But it's just like, it just looks like you're kicking somebody when they're down. Now, when Shamia comes for her, listen, go toe to toe. But you see her voice quivering every time she talks to Portia. Stay out of that. WNC said Portia took aspects of those around her in season 5, took on Nene's fun time attitude. She was not the fun time girl. You're right about that. Cynthia's commitment to beauty, Kenya's willingness to go low, Faye's skirting accountability, Candy's business acumen. I have never thought about that, WNC, and you are absolutely right. As she took notes and applied them. Can't get mad at that. Hey, F. Usher, how are you? I've missed you. F. Usher said, hi, NikkiStar, Mama Star, and Star fam.
Hi, my love.
Made it to a live. Thanks for reviewing and catching me up on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I am very behind. No worries. It's gotten a bit slow. Thank you for being here. Priscilla said, stunted. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Nikki. Shamia acts off sometimes and lacks social cues and is trying to navigate how to act on this show. She's trying to navigate how to act on this show while fighting for and now mourning a real friendship. Yikes. I don't know why you and Portia just didn't sit down and plan out y'all scenes. Or just have a script. That's what I would do. If I'm on a TV show with my best friend, a TV show where we got to be messy, we're planning out the whole season and rehearsing. I just don't get any of this. I didn't know that. On her mother's side, always practice that Portia is not the only child. She has an older brother. On her mother's side, I thought the other siblings were her dad's kids.
Yeah, because that was her sisters from her dad.
I'm 50 Gold said, although I like both, each one has something the other has always wanted. Shamia has always wanted the spotlight, and Portia got it first. Portia wanted the fairy tale, and Shamia got it first. That's a good point. I'm 50. That's a good point. Give me a chance to say, Nikki, are you watching The Vampire Lisette on AMC? He has his own show? I thought he had a show. There's a vampire show with Lisette on there where he's like in this relationship with that black guy from Game of Thrones. I have got to catch up on it, but there is this viral clip of I forget that vampire's name, but Aaliyah played her in some vampire movie. And that scene where she wakes up and she's like, I am the answer. Woo! Chills. If that girl don't get an Emmy for that, she ate. Is that what you're talking about? If that's what you are talking about, I have to catch up on that too. I have to, like, all my scripted stuff, I have to put on the back burner because all of these reality TV shows are dropping, and I'm watching some of them on the streaming service, and they drop like the whole season. So it just takes a lot longer. Hey, Zora, thank you so much for the super chat. Zora said, I hope you can get into polygamous. You'll fall out. Yeah, my little sister highly recommended it, so I am going to get into it. Thank you so much, Zora, for the super chat. Let me get a couple more and then let y'all get out of here. Johnny said, I don't know why people are blaming Portia. Shamia brought this dark energy to the show. Portia was trying to tell Shamia in that order to get along and stay friends. The dark energy is Shamia fighting for a relationship that's dead, right? And I can't really fault her for that. I feel bad for the girl. Like, that's pain. That's pain. And it's like, and what was the solution? Portia wouldn't talk to her. And so was she just supposed to act like her friend not talking to her didn't hurt her while seeing her friend at work every day? I don't know if there was any right way for her to handle that, because that is it's just pain. So I'm just like, I don't know if we can tell her how she should have handled that pain, because we can see that it's affecting her. That is why even the people who are allies of her are just like annoyed, because her mourning period is not lateral, right? It's up and down. It's all over the place, and it's affecting them as well. But she also won't name what it is, because she's hurt, Portia's hurt, so they're just going to try to be, and it's just like, one of y'all just got to be vulnerable and be honest. And that's the problem. We're now into the pride part of this friendship falling apart. Now, I ain't going to apologize to her. I ain't going to apologize to her. No, she said it to me. We're done. She said that to me. We're done. Neither one of y'all really feel that way. Portia holding strong. I guarantee you she is proud of this friendship falling apart. The problem is the way the friendship has been since its inception is no longer what Shamia wants. And the only way to get that friendship back, Shamia is going to have to accept the role she was always in, because Portia is not going to be friends with her on the equal playing field. That's not the friendship that they had. That's not the friendship that she wants from Shamia. I don't know why. Because, I mean, they really could have came in and just been a dynamic duo. I would have loved watching that, but Ciao. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Rocky. Rocky said, I think Shamia could be a reader if she really rested in who she was meant to be, not a real back and forth. Yes, just a cute little jab to gag the girls. Like Sutton, when she locks in, she locks in. I absolutely agree. Always Prices said, I think she wanted her. I think she warned her about how she did. Now, I do remember that about how these shows can be with friends. Not a single friendship wasn't fractured. And child, she was right. She was right. Sierra said it's crazy how Cynthia went from being Nini's lapdog, then she became Kenya's lapdog. Now she's a lapdog for Portia. Just blowing the wind, honey. Now, in this instance, I don't think she's a lapdog for Portia. I think that Cynthia got an easy little check where she don't got to do too much. And I think she's getting annoyed because Shamia is making her work. I think Cynthia is just like, girl, I'm not here for all that. Leave me out of it. But because Cynthia is an OG and has known about this friendship for the longest, Shamia is expecting something from her, and Cynthia is just like, I don't want to do that. That's not why I'm here. This is supposed to be easy. This is an easy check. I don't want to do all that. Leave me alone. Shania is not picking. She's not getting the memo. Social stuff said cancer men are. Oh, where's the comment? Social stuff said cancer men are sweet but high maintenance. Oh, bummer. I don't know high maintenance, man. Kaylee said, my phone died, but I'm back. Thank you for being back. Kyle is so annoying. She tried to hide that girlfriend, which is leading other housewives to do the same. Yep. Hey, Andre. Andre said, Angela Oakley did that. Drew Sidora, be quiet, bad timing. Yeah. Stay out of that mess. Social Stuff said, as someone who lost a friend of 32 years, I couldn't imagine people watching and laughing and poking at me. It's hard because it's ebbs and flows, just like any relationship. There's hope that it'll be fixed. Then there's realization that it probably will never be fixed. And then it's just anger because it's just like, oh, you don't love me like I love you. She's going through so many emotions and she's doing it on a show.
In front of people.
And every movement is judged.
And the friendship, even if they try to repair it, will never go back to where it was.
No.
Because some things have been said that you can't, know.
What? Social Stuff said y'all know Portia went to a high school for kids with behavioral issues. I did not know.
I can't believe that.
I did not know that.
Have to go to anger management.
She did.
Yeah, Portia has anger issues.
I'll never forget when she beat her girlfriend up. I said, what is happening, child?
And she was throwing plates and all that stuff at Dennis' mother.
He used to always beat his mother up. That show was horrible. Sierra said Akasha. Yes, that's what I was talking about, Akasha. That girl ate that monologue up. She ate that. If she doesn't get an Emmy for that, it's rigged. Wait, so is it called? Rocky said, "Oh, Nikki, you have got to watch the Vampire Lestat." Now, is it called that? I thought it was called another show. Give Me Shelter said they changed the name from Interview, yes, to the. Oh, thank you. Okay, so we're talking about the same show. Thank you, Give Me Shelter. We're talking about the same show. Sheila Tim. She gave me chills, and I just watched the clip. She gave me chills. My God, today. I'm 50 said, Tap Out Girl, you got a great life and many more friends, but that Gemini talking, never let them see you sweat. Yeah, I just feel like maybe this show isn't for her. I think when you are somebody that has so much, being a friend of on Housewives, is your best bet.
She should have been on there. She never should have been on there. Period.
Because when you show up and you hold an actual peach, you got to deliver.
Yeah,
and that she should. The friend of role is a nice little soft life.
No,
That's what she should have said.
I don't think she should have been on there, because when you open yourself up, you can't close yourself back. People know exactly who you are, and she done opened up her house. She done told people who her husband is, who her kids are.
Yeah.
That could be dangerous too. Because nobody really knew that she was living a life like that, except for those, I guess, that was close.
Candy was the one. Candy was just like, she's the richest out of all these people on the show.
And she didn't have to do that. Now she done open herself up, open her husband up. Of course, the feds, they watch everything that everybody is doing. You bring attention to yourself. And I just felt like that was agreed, because you really didn't need to be on there. But I guess with her and Portia, that whole thing with Portia was with Simon and they all hung out, I guess she wanted that, what they had there, to come onto the show. Yeah. And it's just sad. It's just really, really sad, because she opened herself up. People all in her privacy, all in her business, all in her marriage. Now they done told her husband she's sick with her pastor. Like, come on.
That's what I was just like, girl, get off this show.
Get off this show. Because
get off this show.
Portia probably told somebody to say that or something. You know what I mean? Because Portia know her tea. Girl, get off this thing.
And that's why I was just like, they either got to squash this or one of them can't come back, because these two have been friends for a very long time. They know where the bodies are buried.
Yeah.
The world doesn't need to know that.
Right.
And I feel like Portia is preparing her get back. And I think it's going to be very ugly.
Then if she did sleep with this pastor, that's going to expose the pastor. His wife going to get involved. The church, the pastor going to have to sit down. It's just too much. Her husband going to find out. Her kid, her whole house is going to be messed up. Girl, I would have took a sabbatical.
Yeah.
You know what? And y'all would have came on and said, well, Shamika had a...
The minute she said, you saw what a pastor, I would have been looking at the camera and said, I quit.
Okay.
Because I don't know what this is. You're not getting me put out of my nice house.
Okay.
So Steph said, something like this happened to me a while ago with a friend that was always the center of attention and just wanted me to jump and do stuff for her wedding at the last minute. It's a canon event. I mean, I can't believe she's experiencing this in her 40s, but I feel like a lot of us have gone through that as like teenagers and like 20s.
Well, I went through that in my
Mom, is there something you don't know who's watches
no,
this show?
I'm not going to say names.
But if you don't know who watches the show.
No, my friend did that to me.
Mom, you do not know who watches the show. Now, if you want to open it up.
Yeah, me and her were really good friends.
If you want to open it up, just know what
she
you're
was getting married and she did not want no chubby girls. No way. And she just got mad at me and stopped speaking to me after she got married. And our friendship has never been the same. I don't even, you know what I mean? You know.
I can't with you.
She didn't want no plus sizes in her wedding. And she didn't know how to tell me that because we was very, very close. So she just stopped speaking to me and everything. And I was just like, what is going on? And then it came out later. So needless to say, we're not friends. You know, we could be cordial. You know what I mean? She came. Well, if I say that,
I'm telling you, don't know. A lot of people watch me. They don't comment, but they watch. You don't know who's watching.
If she watching, she need to hear it again.
Okay,
because I told her to her face. Oh,
now, are you going to be able to stand in that, Shamia?
Yeah, I said you stop being friends with me because you didn't want plus size in your wedding, and she can't answer.
Anyway, here we go. Hey, Cameron.
When I come down to be a 12, don't call me.
Oh, a 12.
Yeah, that's a little bit in
there. Okay. Hey, Cameron. Cameron said, hey, Nikki, girl, I didn't even know you were live. Hey, girl, hey. Oh, guys, I'm going live every day. Every day. I will be on this channel every day except Saturday and Sunday. If I'm here on a Saturday and Sunday, it was an emergency or the show is like Love Island. But just know, Monday through Friday, I am here. I will be here every day. Here's why. We have so much to talk about. There's no way for me to not like. I have to be on here every day. There's so much to talk about. Yes, we got to talk about Love Island tomorrow. We got to talk about The Ultimatum. We got to talk about 90 Day Fiance. Now y'all want me to talk about Lasat. Like I will be here every day. Some days I might do an earlier live. So the earliest I'll probably be here is 3. I may be doing some traveling the first week of August. So the timeline might be a little wonky for that week, but just know I will be here every day. So just look out for my page or follow me on Instagram and you will see.
Also, girl,
every day we're going to be here. What?
Girl, 90 Day Fiance.
Oh, we love 90 Day Fiance.
Girl.
We got some stuff to say. Keep in touch, child. Keep in touch. So Steph said Cynthia doesn't want to be left out. She runs her mouth back to the group about Shamia every chance she gets. Y'all leave Cynthia alone, y'all. She's trying to keep that little. No, I'm sorry, not little check. She's trying to just keep her check and stay out of the fray. Sierra said, "Have you noticed they haven't announced who's coming back for B?"
For what?
For Beverly Hills. You are right about that, girl, and that's not good. They already announced Summer House. They didn't announce Beverly Hills. Somebody get fired. And let me tell you something. If they fire that whole Beverly Hills cast, Orange County and Atlanta, all the shows, all the OGs better be shaking in their boots. Because if Kyle Richards is gone, it's a new day at Bravo. It's a new day at Bravo. See, that's the thing. So Steph said Beverly Hills need to be canceled. They will never get rid of that. They are never going to get rid of Beverly Hills. The shows that are always going to be safe, Orange County, Beverly Hills, and Atlanta. Nobody was making money like those shows. They are never going to cut that lifeline because they have hope. And they all have a dedicated fan base. I was shocked when they did what they did with New York. However, New York proved that it did not have a strong fan base. My God, today. Give me shelter said, wait, what? No chubby girls? I don't think she said no chubby girls to my mom.
She did.
My mom assumed that. She did not say that. Oh, you know what, Greta? Greta is being messy. But Mom, Greta wants to know. She says, ask Mama Star if the person is still married. Here she comes. Greta, you messy. Greta, you messy. What you gonna say, Mama?
Girl, Greta. Girl. Now they still married, but
no.
It's been a lot of
mess.
It's been a lot of mess.
If they're still,
a lot of hot boiling
Mom,
tea.
If they're still married, we're gonna leave it there.
Very messy. But Nikki don't want to deal with the fact that she got mad at me and stopped speaking to me. And I was just like, what's up? Because I don't run after nobody for no friends. So I did not even pursue
Shamia, this is how you should have been dealing with Portia. Because when my mom feels like somebody acting funny, she's out.
Because I'm funnier. Okay.
You want to be funny, I'm gonna be hilarious.
Okay. And so then I don't know how life circumstances or whatever. And I don't really want to say what happened because if I say what happened, you'll understand.
You never know who watches.
Right. So
I'm neutral. If you're watching, I'm neutral.
I don't know. I think my mom passed away. I don't know. But you know how that is when people come back around and everything. And so later on, you know, we discussed it and I just brought it to the forefront. I just said, yeah, it was very convenient that you just got mad and stopped speaking. And then you had your wedding because you did not want no plus size.
You know what I'm going to do? Because the Star family really likes to hear from you. I'm going to start. I'm going to start this in September. I'm going to get some stuff together. I'm going to do an advice hour with my mom.
Hmm.
And we're every week, you guys, starting Sunday, you guys are going to send in whatever advice or whatever you want from my mom. I may jump in.
You should.
We'll have her answer that.
Because
we'll just do advice
and
hour
we have
with
never
Mama
been
Star.
able to be friends like Portia and Shamia. We have never been able to really be friends like that again.
Yeah.
And she reaches out.
Because it's a disrespect. And
she reaches out to try to repair it like Shamia. But when you have gone too far in the jar,
yeah.
Oh no, I just don't play me.
So that's my thing. It's just like you can't
don't
put your hands on me.
Play jazz.
You can't talk about my mama or my sisters. Like you can't talk about nobody in my immediate family, and you can't put your hands on me.
Because it is what it is. I understand.
We'll never recover.
But we didn't even have no conversation. When you think you could go on a diet or something like that, do you think you could come?
Well, if she asked you to lose some weight, would you have been offended?
Of course.
Okay. So there was no win for her, Mom.
Yeah, but you don't stop speaking to me.
True.
Well, how the heck did you know that I wanted to be in that wedding? First of all.
Well, here's the thing. She probably didn't know how to tell you.
That is exactly what happened.
I don't want any chubbies in my wedding.
And she's a big bone to Barbie right now.
She said, I'm going to be the only big girl in that wedding party.
And every time I say it to her, she just be looking. She can't even deny it. She can't even say anything about it. She wants me to shut up because I'm one of those that say, because of
Yeah, you never let that go.
Yeah.
You never let that go.
You ghosted me when you got married because you didn't want no plus size. Girl, I love you. Yeah, well.
Mama, no.
Yeah, well. Yeah. And then everybody that I seen in the pictures,
big.
No, not plus size. Mm-hmm. There's some cutie patooties. I said, okay. So Mama Star is I am a people person. I love people. I love to have fun. You know what I mean? But don't try to hurt me.
Yeah.
Don't try to hurt me. You know what I mean? You should have just had me in there, plus size and all. If I meant that much to you, if I was your friend.
Yeah.
Don't just get mad at me and ghost me. Because one thing I'm not going to do is sweat you. Because my name ain't Keith.
Okay. Thank you, Mama Star. Oh,
I'm not going to sweat you. If you don't feel me, no problem. Because you ain't no man. And I'm not even sweating no man. But I'm just saying, daughter, no. You don't want to talk? No problem. Mama Star don't want to talk.
You happy, Greta?
And I'm good on you.
JL said, thank you for opening up to us, Mama Star.
Yeah, Mama Star. And you don't have to let nobody treat you like that either, Star family. If people don't want to be bothered, leave them in their space. Because one thing for certain and two things for sure, they will come back. They all come back. They all come back. That's what I told my daughters. Don't be sweating these little peons. They all come back. They still sweating me. I ain't got no time for it. You know what I mean? They all come back.
You got no time for fake ones.
Okay.
Kaylee said you don't love at the lockup. Yes, that was also something that I needed to talk about as well. It's too much. But we'll get into a scripted eventually. Zora said, Ultimatum is so white. How did that even happen? Zora, this season is such a mess. I'm glad we're not on there. I'm okay. So Steph said, Nikki, are you up on the drag race drama between Silky? No.
Girl, we don't know nothing what's going on.
I don't know nothing about All Stars because I don't have Paramount. I cannot get another streaming service. I cannot.
Why?
What's the thing? It's too much.
Why you can't get it? No,
it's too much. Netflix then went up. It's too much.
No, because
Sierra, I just said it because I'm so sorry. See, Sierra said, "Oh, I'm a dude, but girl, that's about to be a mess." Okay,
what did she say?
Sierra content is. I can say this. You're a fan page for Sierra, and they made a comment, and I said, "Girl, It's Sierra content say, I'm a dude. Well, listen, just now, if you're a dude and I know this and I say girl, it just means that I'm very comfortable with you. But thank you so much for letting me know, Sierra content. Cameron said, "Are you going to review Married at First Sight?" Yes, Married. What is my schedule for Married at First Sight? This is this week's schedule. It is going to change because I still have other shows to catch up on. So this is just this week. This week's schedule is tomorrow, which is Tuesday, is The Ultimatum at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard and Love Island Chat at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard. Wednesday is Married at First Sight. Thursday is the Ultimatum finale and another reality TV chat. That's what we'll talk about. Love After Lockup, 90 Day Fiance, and I think it's one other show that I wanted to talk about. And Friday is Married at First Sight. All at 5 p.m. But here's the thing, Pacific Standard Time. That's just this week. I'm not doing the other shows that I'm reviewing because I'm not caught up yet. Next week, get ready. I might be doing multiple lives. I might be doing 3 and 5 all next week just to catch up. We will see. Because those women aren't settling for those men. One lady didn't even want to walk down the aisle after she saw her groom. We will get into it because there's a couple on there and I'm just like, they should have never put her with that man. They are absolutely wrong.
They grew and then what was that out?
They treating the women on it. They not right. That's all I'm gonna say. Cameron said New Jersey was the writing on the wall because for a long time that show was highly rated. Well, Teresa and what's her name? Teresa and her sister-in-law didn't get along, and it was just so hard to watch. Now they're all on Instagram booed up, and Teresa's like, "Oh, I love my sister-in-law." Okay, girl. See what happens when you get rid of that check? Sometimes that has to happen so people can learn and they can, realize this is a job. And if you're not doing your job correctly, you can be fired and replaced. They so messy. They talk about spill the tea, Mama Star. No, she ain't spilling no tea.
Raw tea.
Cameron said, when Shamia brought up Portia's mama, Portia had every right to flip that table on Shamia. Don't ever talk about my mother. They have both been going tit for tat for their moms. And this is the thing. Stop fighting your mama's battles. That's the thing. Y'all relationship should have never leaked into whatever your moms had going on. But because
your father don't have no teeth.
Your father ain't never had no teeth. I was just like, well, that friendship is done. How you gonna come back from that? Here is the truth. When the mamas fell out, they should have ended their relationship. They kept on trying to keep this relationship going when your mothers are beefing. It was bound to happen. Bound to happen. Always person said, I'm still in that keep sweat line. Okay, thank you, Social Seth. Social Seth said you can find out the drag race drama on TikTok. I definitely will look that up. Hey, Deborah, thank you for being here. Deborah said, hi, Star Fam and Nikki. Have you seen the Odyssey yet? No, I'm going to see the Odyssey next week. My little sister saw it, and she was just like, I have to see it again. We have to go and see it. It is that good. And my sister don't like movies like that. She said it's that good. And we're going to go see it in 4D. I can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah, that's why we're going to talk about the finale on Thursday. Because sometimes when I do the reviews on the day that the show drops, a lot of people don't have time to watch it. So I just like to give people a day to catch up. So, by the time I do my review, everybody's on the same page. Rocky said, well, Portia brought up Shamia's mom first. Shamia said, oh, you want to talk about my mother? That's the problem. I'm like, now we're talking about fathers. Y'all for me, I would not be able to come back from that. You can't say nothing to me about my mama. Like we can never be friends again after that. I don't even care if my mom forgives you. I won't. I can't.
That holds true.
Listen, it's a huge disrespect for me because you know how much I love my mom, and for you to say that, no way you wanted to remain friends. You wanted to burn everything down, so you did. Bye. Cameron said, "Yikes! When Shamia and Portia's mom fell out, they should have been. Yep, they should have. Don't keep it going on if your mom's a beefing. Your mom's your heart. You're gonna side with her even if she's wrong. But it's a toxic cycle because Shamia is trying to continue it with it. That's the thing. Shamia wanted their daughters to remain friends, and it's just like that was just never going to happen. Unfortunate child. My God, today.
Well, Shamia tried that card because she figured that if Pilar was still able to come over,
that she thought that there was hope.
Yeah, there was hope for the friendship. But when Portia said, no, if you don't like me, you don't like my child. And I agree with that too.
Well, Shamia was also her. She was just like, I wouldn't do anything to your child.
And Portia knows that.
And Portia knows that. But also Shamia knows in our culture, we don't play that.
We petty with that.
We don't play that. If you don't like me, my child ain't coming over your house. So it's just like they both playing. That y'all both are playing. Always person said, if you don't like my mama, I definitely don't want anything to do with you. They should have never been. That's the thing. Listen, I'm surprised that their friendship lasted that long. But yeah, it was doomed. It was doomed. It was doomed. And they both went too far. So it's just like, okay. Well, there's nowhere to go from here.
But it should be okay. That's it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You know, I'll be cordial if I see you and you speak. Mm-hmm. I'll say hi. And that's it. That's how I am with that friend. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I ain't, mad at her or mean or anything like that. It is what it is. Yeah. You spoke volumes with that one. And I feel like if me and you, listen, we was rolling, heavy. You know what I mean? But if that's how you feel,
what you gonna do?
And you was willing to sacrifice that with that, because you apparently you didn't know how I was going to respond. Oh, happy-go-lucky Mama Star. Mm-hmm. But Mama Star got feelings too. And she said, you know what? I don't need you. Don't need you. Because if you would do that to me for something that petty, what else you going to do?
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you an opportunity.
And I'm not going to give you the opportunity to go lower. You went after my mother.
See you later and bye-bye.
Period. We're done. We're going to end here with Rocky. Rocky said that I'm on board with Portia. I do know you wouldn't hurt my child, but you don't like me. What am I sending my child with you for? Mm-hmm. And that's Black American culture. Mm-hmm. We don't do that. And she knew that.
Yeah, because if my child fall and hurt herself, the hand's going to be
yeah. Rocky said, I'm very quick to revoke access to me.
Proud there you go, Rocky. Here. Me too.
Same. Proud Sagittarius. Anyway, Star family, thank you all so much for joining me. Tomorrow is, let me look at the schedule. Tomorrow we'll be talking about the ultimatum at 3 p.m. Just give me a minute to put up the reminder. And 5:30 p.m. we're going to be doing a Love Island chat. We absolutely have to talk about this Kitty and Janae nonsense. We absolutely have to talk about what that guy did, the ex, in trying to expose Trinity, and some other Love Island tea we will get into. I hope to see you all tomorrow. If not, I have some other stuff that I will be posting this week, and stay tuned for next week because I'm posting even more content. And the week after is a travel week, so I'll be all over the place. So I feel like you might get me at lunchtime, or you might get me really late wherever you are located. So give your girls some grace.
And we working on Mama Star Raw or Mama Star Advice.
We're not doing Mama Star Raw. It's Advice Hour.
Oh, okay.
With Mama and Nikki.Star.
Oh, yeah, it's NikkiNicoleStar.
Yeah, because I got to be on there.
So you're watching me.
I'm watching you.
You're watching.
Thank you for knowing what my role is going to be. I'm watching you.
Me. Okay.
Yes, Kaylee, that is absolutely Black culture. Always prices set. The facts. I have an ex-friend like that too, Mama Star, and I'm the same way. We're cordial, and I wish her the best. Never spilling her tea, but we're not that cool. A real friend, and that's the thing. You're a real friend because you said never spilling her tea.
Never.
And look at Portia and Shamia spilling everybody tea, even
Mama
their
Star
mamas.
coded nights. Bingo.
No, it's not. Who said that? No, we are not doing that. Two is for life said, thank you, Nikki and Mama Star. Until next time, Star fam, have a good night. Have a good night indeed. No coded night. No coded night, Shed.
Oh,
absolutely. Oh, I like always Price said, ask Mama.
That's Mama. That's nice.
I like that. We'll see. We'll work on some stuff, but just know it'll be debuting in September. We got a lot of
September.
Wow, August is gonna be crazy for us. Okay. You know that. September, we got a lot of fun stuff debuting for you. My team, which is just my family, we're talking and creating some really great stuff for the Star family, and we're also going to be doing some meetups. So look out for that. That's why I always try to get your information for the newsletter, just so I can send that out to you. And we'll be collecting it as the days go by. But we got some really fun stuff coming up for you in the fall. Stay tuned. Love you all.
Love you, Star family. Good night.
Have a good night.
See you guys tomorrow.
Good morning. Good afternoon, wherever you may be. And I'll see you soon. Bye. So long. Farewell to you.